When you're designing your base in Airtable, lookups play an incredibly important role because there are so many situations where you're going to want to reference data from one table in a second table. Say you're managing orders for your online business. In your order management base, you'd have a table for your orders. Now, coming from the world of Excel or Google Sheets, you might expect that in addition to fields related to your order, such as purchase date, your subtotal, and the total amount, that you'd also want to see details about your customer, such as their name, email address, and their mailing address. But Airtable isn't a spreadsheet, it's a database. And if we're using best practices in designing our database, we don't want to have our customer details as a part of our orders table, because a customer is its own unique object or entity. Some customers might have multiple orders. Some might only have a single order, and customers are going to want to change their billing details over time. This is where we'd want two separate tables, one for orders and one for customers. It's important that we connect the two via a linked record field. In order to make use of lookup fields, we have to have a linked record field in place. If you're interested in learning more about linked records and database relationships, I encourage you to check out this other video that we've put together. In Airtable, as soon as you create a new linked record, it's going to automatically prompt you to see if you want to add any lookup fields from the other table. That's how commonly lookup fields are used. Anytime that you have a linked record, you're more likely than not going to be adding lookup fields as well. And the cool part is that this data is always kept in sync between the lookup field and the original table. So for my orders table, we have a many-to-one relationship with customers, meaning that each order I have can only be linked to a single customer. But conversely, customers can have multiple orders. Well, let's say that I want to be able to reference information about my customer on a given order. I want to be able to see a customer's email address without having to click into the customer record to find their email address. This is where a lookup field comes into play. Hi, I'm Dan Lehman from automationhelpers.com, and this video is part of our Airtable series, a free course that we're putting together and offer on our website. So if you are diving into Airtable for the first time and want to learn best practices, go ahead and check that out. We actually have a few different ways we can add lookup fields to our table. Now, the first one we talked about is when we create that linked record field, we're automatically prompted to add the lookup fields. And it's okay if you didn't do that right away because you can always get back to that. In order to do this, we're on our orders table and I'm looking at my customer linked record field, and I can simply click on this little chevron here, and now we've got the option to add lookup fields. When we click into this, now we get that same prompt that we had at the beginning where we can add one or multiple lookup fields. And the nice part about doing this is we can toggle multiple at the same time to create those fields without any additional configuration necessary. So let's add an email address and a phone number. And you can see here now we automatically are showing our email address as one lookup field, and we have our phone number as another lookup field. Now, the default practice for Airtable is to say from whatever the other linked table is. So for example, I could double click in here and I could simply delete this out and call it email address, or I could call it customer email address, however we want to label that. But the syntax here is kind of nice. It just helps us remember what table our lookup field is coming from. Now, this works really well when we have many-to-one relationships. We have many orders to one customer. And so in doing so, on the order, we just have this one customer, therefore we have their one email address and their one phone number. But we could click on our customers table and we could actually do the inverse here. We could display order information on our customers table as well. So let me drag over my order history field. We'll put it right here so we can easily see this. And this order history is really just our links to the orders. And you can see while most customers have a single order, this Alice in Wonderland actually has multiple orders. So this is going to mean that our lookup fields operate a little bit differently. This time, let's add our lookup field a different way. So we're still going to click on this field, but we could really click on any field. We're just going to insert one to the right. I'm going to call this order date. And then here we can search for lookup and select it. Now, because it doesn't know which linked record it's coming from, this is where we need to tell it which one. Is it from the invoices? In this case, we're choosing the order history. And now we can choose the specific field that we want. So we can select order date. Let's go ahead and create this field. Now you can see, whereas before we had a single email address, here we've got the order date, but you can see that the top one is comma delimited because we actually have multiple orders. Now this may or may not be useful to you. It might be helpful to see a whole list of the order dates, but what if you only wanted to capture the most recent date as opposed to all of the dates of all of the orders? Because maybe a customer has 100 orders, you don't suddenly want a list of all 100 dates simply in this one field. Let's go ahead and edit our field settings. We'll retitle this to recent order date. And then down here, you'll notice there's some additional configuration settings, and some of these are a little bit newer to Airtable. So one thing that we could do is to add a filter so only certain dates actually come through. We could add a filter here, and let's change this to our status, the order status, because we don't want to actually count an order, maybe if it got canceled. So let's say only where the order status is any of, and then here we can say if it got shipped or delivered, we're going to count it. If it's canceled or pending, let's not count it yet. Another thing that we can do if we only want it to be that most recent order is to limit the number of items shown. So in this case, I only want to show that last one order. We don't want to show all of them, so we can limit this. Now, it doesn't have to be one. You could put in your own custom number if you want to, but in this case, we'll leave that to one. We can also sort the records here. So if I toggle this on, here's where we can go by our order date, and by default, it's going to show earliest to latest. Let's save that. And so we can see here is our 328 order. If conversely, we wanted to do the inverse of that, we wanted to show the earliest order date, we could toggle it the other way. Once we save that, notice that changes our order date. So lookups are really powerful here. And this example where we're showing you the most recent date of an order, that's something we used to have to do through rollups, but now Airtable's offered us a little bit more flexibility to be able to do this kind of functionality through lookups as well. Now let's say we wanted to know the total dollar amount associated with that order as well. Well, we don't have to start from scratch here. Instead, we could simply duplicate what we have here for this lookup. We can double click or edit this, and we could actually keep our filters the exact same here, limit the exact number of items, and sort exactly the same. Keep all of this in place, and all we have to do is change the order date and instead plug in our total price. We save that, and now this is going to show the total amount of that invoice. This is really helpful because now we don't have to configure all of those lookups from scratch. Now we can just build that logic once and essentially duplicate it across multiple lookup fields. What's also really nice about lookup fields is that Airtable gives us formatting settings depending on the kinds of data that we're working with. So if we have our recent order amount, I can click on formatting and it knows that it's supposed to be a currency because on the other side, it was a currency as well. But if we want to change the formatting, we can. So for example, I could change this to have no decimal places, so we just see that whole dollar value. Airtable lookups pair really nicely with formulas as well. Let's go ahead and create a new field. I'm going to call this days since order. We'll choose a formula field here. Now we'll choose the date time diff function, and we're going to put in today's date, followed by the name of our field so we can start typing it. This is the recent order date. This is our lookup field that you can see here. And then we want to put in days, and we'll close our parenthesis here. Let's go ahead and create that. And now you can see today is March 3rd. We're looking at our recent order date of February 28th. And so 4 days have elapsed since then. So if we want a way to look at our customers and see how long since they last ordered, we can easily do that with formulas and lookups. Automations can also make use of these lookup fields. So we could do a when record is updated, choose our customers table, and we can specify our lookup field. We'll search for our recent order date, and now we could proceed to send a notification to the account manager for this customer. Now the account manager might not have been on that initial order record, and that's why we can use that power of lookups and automations to be able to send the appropriate notification. If you're diving into Airtable and you have questions on the best way to set up Airtable for your business, don't hesitate to reach out to our website at automationhelpers.com, where we're offering free 30-minute consultations.